Hello guys, welcome back to Life with Polly. So today's video I just wanted to give a little bit of an update on me and Annabelle. Annabelle is doing pretty good. She is laying down right now. If you don't know, I have a dog named Annabelle. I usually do short videos of her and I haven't done one in a while, but I'm going to start doing some short videos with her again. So stay tuned for those short videos. As for me, I'm having some health issues right now, and I'm waiting to see the cardiologist in a few days. And I will also be going back to my regular doctors. If you don't know, I have heart issues, I have diabetes type 2, and I have high blood pressure, and I am on medicine for all those things. After a widowmaker heart attack in 2021, I just recently had a CT scan, and the CT scan showed some calcification on my liver, which I don't know what that is from. I don't drink or do anything like that. And it also showed some swelling in the top of my lungs. So, excuse me if I cough or clear my throat, but that's what's been happening to me lately. So I need to find out if it's because my heart is getting worse or what is going on. But the main focus of this video is about family. And I want to say to everybody out there that if you have a family that you are not connected with, or that you are not talking to, I know that it is hard because my family, a lot of us don't talk to each other anymore. We don't see each other anymore. It's a very hard situation to go through. But if you can fix it, try to fix it. Now, I'm not saying bend over backwards because, if a simple sorry won't do or a simple trying to fix it won't do, sometimes there is not much you can really do. My family, like I said, I have a brother that I don't speak to anymore. I have another brother that I speak to, but he currently is in a rehab center. He is one that takes drugs and does stuff like that. Rugs, let's call it rugs, not the other word. He's currently in a rehab center right now, so I don't speak to him too much. My other brother across the street, we stopped talking for quite a while. We stopped talking for a year, um, right when my mother passed away. Because if you don't know, my mother passed away in 2022. And I am the one that made up with my brother across the street. I said some things to him after he left me with my mom all alone because I didn't really have nobody. I didn't have no family support. I didn't have no hospice support or nothing with my mother. Um, Hospice helped me get her medicines, and hospice helped me get a hospital bed for her and stuff like that when she was fighting cancer. Now, my mom first got cancer when she was 66 years old. And when she first got it, she didn't want to have treatment because her younger sister, which was my aunt on my mom's side, her younger sister had passed from cancer in the year 2000. She was only 41 years old. My aunt, who lived in New York, close to me, she ended up getting lung cancer. She had one lung taken out, and then, like about 6 months later, the cancer came back with a vengeance, and she died in the year 2000. Now, before my aunt died at the age of 41 of cancer, my dad died years ago. About when I was about 24 years old. I think I was about 24 years old. And I'm 57 now, so that was 30 something years ago. My dad died at the age of 56 of cancer. So, first, it was my dad. Then it was my aunt, which is my mom's sister, the aunt that was 41 years old, in the year 2000. Then in the year 2006, my grandmother died, but she did not die of cancer. She died of natural causes. Um, she was a little bit older. And then after my grandmother passed on in 2022 of February, my mom died at the age of 71 of cancer. Um, Before my mom had died, my other aunt, which lives in Pennsylvania, my other aunt, her name is Nancy. She lives in Pennsylvania, and she got a certain type of cancer. She got rid of the cancer, and then it came back with a vengeance. She ended up having kidney cancer. She does have a tumor inside one of her kidneys, and they were going to remove it. But she didn't know how her other kidney was going to function, if it was going to function properly. And she had said that if she would have to have dialysis from getting the one kidney removed, she wouldn't want to have dialysis. Dialysis is where you got to go a lot of times. I believe it's once a week or once every couple, and you have to get your blood clean. And she didn't want that. But the cancer had spread anyway before they had took out the kidney cancer. It went to her back and other areas of her body. And I've been talking to her. I've seen her. Years ago, me and my mom went out there before my mom got sick and things like that. We went out there to visit her in PA. And she actually came to see my mom 3 days before she passed on from cancer. My aunt came down with my cousins, her sons, and she seen my mom and made sure she said goodbye. The reason why she did that was because, of course, it's her sister. And she knew I wasn't going to have a service for my mom. And the reason why I didn't have a service for my mom was because I have no family left. I have my daughters and a couple brothers, but I really didn't have no family left. So what happened was when my mom passed on, my older daughter came out. I called my older daughter in 2022 when my mom took her last breath, and I says, she's gone already. I says, when are you going to get here? Because I was upset, of course. I was crying. I was distraught. And I said, when are you going to get here? She got there about 45 minutes or an hour after my mom passed on. And then we ended up spending a couple hours with my mom. She died, I think, at 11 p.m. or 10:50 something p.m. And we sat with her until about 3:30 in the morning, until I finally called the funeral parlor to come pick her up. And the funeral parlor came and picked her up. And then the next morning, my daughter stayed with me all night. And her husband stayed with me all night. And she took me to the funeral parlor the next day, and I made the arrangements to have my mom cremated. My mom is with me over there on the shelf. And she really wants some of her ashes or all of her ashes spread in the ocean. I haven't been able to do that because of the simple fact is I don't have a car, I don't have transportation, and the closest place is New York City in the ocean. So I made the decision that what I'm going to do is when I pass on, whenever that is, my daughter already knows how to make the arrangements and what to do, and I told her I basically want to be cremated the same as my mom, and I want to be put with her and thrown into the ocean. So hopefully my daughter can accomplish that when the time comes. Now back to my aunt that lives in PA. She was doing treatment and she was doing some chemo pills at home and she was doing okay. About 2 weeks ago I called her, or no, actually, yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago I called her on the phone She was excited. She had a lot of energy. She was just, it was just crazy to hear her because she sounded so perky, so happy. She said, I've been going to the casino. I'm doing good. She said, I got a lot of energy. I need to be here for Pat because she lives with one of my cousins, her son, Pat. She lived with him in a trailer in PA. She owned a trailer, but they rent the lot out in PA. And she was just real happy, and she was worried about her son. She says, I know my son can make it, and I know Pat can make it on his own, but I want to be here for him. I got to be here for Pat. And then just a few days ago, I got the text that she called an ambulance because she was getting very bad back pain, and she ended up in the hospital. And the last time that I heard, which was yesterday, she hasn't moved in 7 days. She hasn't moved, or I guess been coherent in the last 7 days. So she was supposed to be transported today. I'm still waiting for a message from my cousin to find out if they did that or not. She was supposed to be medically transported to her son's house, another son, my cousin Zach's house, so he can take care of her and call hospice in. Hospice is going to be called in, and probably my cousin said she might have another 3 or 4 months, if that, because of the way she is. She's not moving at all. She's not eating. She's not drinking. She's not doing nothing. And if you know anything about hospice, when you enter in the hospice, they do nothing for you. You are not allowed to take chemo pills or medicine to make you better, or you're not allowed feeding tubes or nothing like that. You're not allowed any life-saving procedures, but that is what she wanted. Same thing my mom wanted. My mom had a do not resuscitate order. She had an order that she didn't want no feeding tube, nothing like that. Some people are like that. I think if I was in the same situation, I would want the same thing, or I would want to choose to do the thing where they give you a pill and they make you pass on and go to sleep. Now, my aunt was going to originally do that, but they don't have that in PA. They have it in New Jersey, and they have it in a few other states where they can prescribe you a pill and you just go to sleep and you don't have to suffer with the pain or getting skin and bones or wasting away. Yeah, and you don't have to have your loved ones see you go through something like that. So they don't have that in PA. They have it in New Jersey, and they just approved that here in New York. But it doesn't go into effect until August, and you can't go from one state to another state and do that. They don't allow that. You have to be a permanent resident in New York State in order to do that. But my aunt was saying she hoped that they had that there, or would get that there before this time had come, because if they did, she would have did it. She just wants it to be over with, and I understand. She's, not the same person anymore. She is not coherent no more now. She hasn't moved or anything. I mean, what I went through with my mother was terrible. It was something that nobody ever wants to see, okay? Something nobody ever wants to go through, but it does happen. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are going through cancer now, or have went through cancer with their family and lost family members to cancer. Some people know what you go through, but some people do not. And if you go back and watch my other videos, please go back and watch my other videos on some of the stuff that I talk about cancer and about what I went through, because, it's good information. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like me that don't have support. And if you need support, or you need someone to talk to, if you're going through the same thing or want questions answered, comment down below or email my email in the description down below. I have a specific email for this channel, lifewithpaulie48, care of gmail.com, and you can email me if you are in a situation where you need questions answered, or if you need some mental or mental support from someone, or just someone to lean on and talk to. Please reach out to me, because I've been through it many times. Now, I wasn't exactly there when my dad died, but I did see him right before he died, and how skinny he was and how awful he looked. Not to scare anybody out there, but yes, it's heart-wrenching, and it's something that nobody wants to go through, and a lot of people end up going through it alone, like I did. I didn't see my aunt die from it, but I did see her before she did die, and I said my goodbyes. I'm not going to be able to see my aunt in PA. I want to say goodbye to her because she came down and said goodbye to her sister, my mother, but I just can't get out there right now. I don't have a car. If I had a car, I would drive out there right now, because with a car, it's easier. I have Annabelle, my dog. I could just pop her in the car. I could drive out there, go visit her, say my goodbyes, but I can't because I don't have a car. Train, bus, I don't know anything about, first of all. Second of all, once I got there, I wouldn't be able to be picked up probably by anybody. And money-wise, and my health right now is not good also. So, of course, my cousins will let me know when she passes on, but I feel sad because I cannot say goodbye to her. I could probably call and talk to her on the phone, but I don't know if she's going to realize who it is or hear me. I may try to do that if I can get a hold of my other cousin, but they are the kind of people that don't answer their phone ever, or they're kind of part of that missing family, if you know what I mean. And that's where she's going. Now, if she was with her son, Pat, the one that's sending me my messages on Facebook about my aunt and giving me updates, if he was with her, I would be able to talk to her for sure. Call her and talk to her and tell her I love her in her ear, or whatever the case may be. But he couldn't take care of her because now he's going to be responsible for the trailer that he's at right now, which was my aunt's. She owned it, but she was paying lot rent, and she was paying electricity and gas and stuff like that. He's going to be responsible for that. He works 6, sometimes 7 days a week, and he just cannot take care of my aunt 24/7. He really wanted me to go out there and live with him and continue to live with him after my aunt passed on. He wanted me to help him with his mom and take care of my aunt, and like I did with my mom. But in my eyes, I don't think I could go through that again anyway. I don't think I can handle it again. I almost couldn't handle it with my mother. The last couple days my mother was alive, I kept on begging her to go. I said, Mom, I kept on crying. I says, please go. I don't want to see you suffer anymore. I can't handle it. Finally, the third day that I was begging her to go, she passed on. I cried. I screamed. I was distraught for a while, and then I just came to terms with it and said, well, she's not in pain no more. She's in a better place, and things like that. I realized that, she was in a better place and no pain no more. I used to be one of those people that were afraid of death, and I'm not afraid of death no more. I'm not. It's something that we all are going to be doing one day, and I used to be scared and wonder what happens, whatever the case may be, and I don't really think anything happens, to tell you the truth. When I had my Widowmaker heart attack in 2021, okay, I had a Widowmaker heart attack. I went to sleep one night, woke up on the floor face down. I was wondering why I was on the floor face down all wet. I didn't even know I had a widowmaker heart attack. I woke up, drove myself to the hospital, and found out was in an operating room within an hour. But they say when you have a widowmaker heart attack, that is when 100% of your artery is blocked, that first you go unconscious. And that's probably why I was on the floor, because I went unconscious. And I don't remember a thing from that. I don't remember falling on the floor. I didn't feel hitting the floor. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't see nothing. God, I believe, saved me and woke me up because He knew at that time that's when I was taking care of my dying mother of cancer. He knew that I was taking care of my mother. And He wanted me to be around to be able to do that. So, yeah. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you guys are lonely and you're going through a situation where you're taking care of someone that's starting to pass on from cancer or that is in hospice and you're not getting support there, you can always email me at my email down below, lifewithpaulie48 care of gmail.com. But I just wanted to give everybody an update on what was going on with part of my family. So yeah, my dad died, my aunt at the age of 41, then my mom, and then my other aunt now is ready to pass on. So that's three sisters, all three sisters. My mom, my Aunt Nancy, and Aunt Mary were all sisters, and they all died from cancer. And they did have one brother. He died actually the same year I was born in 1974. They had one brother. His name was Pat also. He passed on because he drowned in Collins Park in Schenectady, New York. But three sisters, all gone from cancer, plus my dad. Very sad, guys, very sad. To anybody that is facing this out there, I feel sorry for you. And I pray for you, and I pray for the person that you're taking care of. Um, Also, if you're looking for questions of about people dying from cancer, or what happens when you die, or what morticians do, so this might not be for everybody, but I like this channel and I watch it a lot. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, or you're wondering what they do when they embalm a body, or when they cremate a body, there's a great channel on YouTube called Are You Dying to Know? Go watch that channel, subscribe to that channel. They got lots of videos on there. And if you comment in their videos, they will answer your comment back. If you have a question about the dying process of cancer, or anything like that, or the funeral arrangements, or now it's a different country they live in, but they could pretty much answer your question about people dying of cancer, what they do when they embalm a body, how they do different things. It's a very good, interesting channel, educational channel, and like I said, they will either answer your comments in the comments section. If you leave a question or you're wondering about something, they will answer you right then and there, or they will make a video and they will put your comment in there, and they will say this comment is from Sarah from New York or from Georgia, and they won't answer your question live on video. So keep that in mind, guys. Go subscribe to Are You Dying to Know? It's a very good channel. You can learn a lot of stuff, Some of it might not be for everybody. If you don't like to hear about that kind of stuff, I understand. But at some point in time, we're all going to go through it. We all come to that part where we're going to die. Our ultimate sacrifice is our life in life, basically. So keep that in mind, guys. And yeah, as for me, I'm doing okay right now. I'm going to find out what's going on, whether my heart's getting worse or whether it's something else. And I will come back and I will let you guys know. As for me and my aunt, I sit here and I think about her and I pray and I'm sad about her, but there's really nothing I can do. I wish I could go and say goodbye, but at this time it's just hard for me to get out there. And there's nobody that will come get me, so yeah. And from here to there, it's about a 3 hour drive. So it's far. It's past New York City. I'm in Albany, New York, the state capital. Just to get to New York City from where I am, it's 3 hours. So it's a good 3.5 to almost 4 hours to where my aunt is at. So yeah, guys. But I just wanted to give everybody an update. I'll be coming back with some videos soon, maybe, depending on how my health is and how things go. I will keep you updated, though, guys. Again, leave your comments down below, and my email is in the description if you need to speak to anybody. It don't have to only be about if you're with a family member that has cancer and is dying. If you just need somebody to talk to, email me. The email is specifically for this YouTube channel. I don't get many emails on there at all. I get one email from a lady that I talk to here on YouTube, my friend Retro Stephanie. I talk to her through that email, but no one else. No other emails. I don't get spam mails or nothing like that through that email. So I will see your email if you email me down below. Keep that in mind, guys. Catch you later.